Good evening. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kick-Ass Kwanzaa, and all the rest of it. I'm Xylen Roberts. On today's video, I'm going to sing you a little song called Macron, the Crony, versus the Yellow Vests. And that's Ma, spelled M-U-H. And then after that, I'm going to have a little discussion on the Yellow Vest protests. Let's get right into it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Macron, 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 your days are done, your days are done. Macron, 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 just leave the French people alone. Macron, 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 your days are done, your days are done. Macron, 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 just leave the French people alone. Look at Macron up in his glass house. He wears his thong, a training in private. When he's sucking on reptilian dirt. Face down, ass up, kissing the rain. He's a god for Illuminati's returning. Chop, 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 and cock, chop, 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 and cock. Chop, 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 and cock. Look at the vests, look how they protest. Short in defiance against the globalists. The left, the right, the best and the rest. While the diseased world's reeking from the incest. 'Cause there comes to the demons that they serve. Macron's a fucking crony, yeah. His shit's going baloney, yeah. Look how the rebels shit their pants, 'cause they know the battle's just begun. Na 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 na, cha 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 cha, cha 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 cha. Cha 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 cha. Macron, 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 your days are done, your days are done. Macron, 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 just leave the French people alone. Macron, 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 your days are done, your days are done. Macron, Macron, Macron. The media misrepresents. They say that it's a left protest. They lie so well, they've got false teeth implanted with beast microchips. Oh yeah, Macron, 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 your days are done, your days are done. Macron, 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 Macron. Yeah, the media misrepresents. They say that it's a left protest. They lie so well, they've got false teeth implanted with beast microchips. Macron, 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 your days are done, your days are the dawn, the ground, the ground, the ground, the ground. Yeah. Macros are fucking glory, yeah. This shit's forever lonely, yeah. Look how the rest of shit their pants, cause they know the battle's just begun. Macros are fucking glory, yeah. This shit's forever lonely, yeah. Look how the rest of shit their pants, cause they know the battle's just begun. The ground, the ground, the ground, the ground. Peace. Cha 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 cha. Cha 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 cha. Cha 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 cha. Yeah. God bless the yellow vest. 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 God bless the yellow vest.
What up, bitches? How are you motherfuckers doing tonight? Well, that's just fucking super. I'm Jack Nicholson. This is as good as it gets.
So yeah, yellow vests. I mean, most people in the truther community right now know what that's all about. If you don't, I mean, you might have been sleeping under a cockroach-infested mattress and in the back of a vaporwave-style abandoned mall. You know, I don't know. In other words, that's like the modern day version of like sleeping under a rock is like still buying sneakers at a old school abandoned mall. I don't know what I'm fucking talking about. Yellow vests. Yeah. I mean, I think it's a cool thing. You know, it's hard to say if it's an authentic movement or if it's some kind of like, you know, socially engineered psyop from the elites or something. You know, that's really hard to say. I don't know, because I did watch. I've been mostly watching We Are Changes with, you know, Luke Radowski. I've been mostly I've been mostly watching their coverage on all that shit. You know, it seems pretty legit. It doesn't seem like a co-opted like CIA sort of movement to me, and here's why. Because it's not like, you know, it's not like a lot of the movements we've had in America, at least in recent years, you know, which are very obviously politically biased to either like the far left or the far right. You know, most of them are like from the left stream of things, like Antifa, very hard left. Black Lives Matter, very hard left. You know, but obviously there's been some of the right stuff, and the left keeps trying to say that most of the movements on the right are like far right, when in actuality that's really just kind of like a minor part of it. Like, you have groups like Identity Europe and stuff like that, which are pretty far right white nationalist, but they're actually at this point they're kind of like a very small part of the movement. Most of the people involved in the movement I would say are sort of like these center or right of center type people. So it's kind of like, obviously it's disingenuous, but you know, what would you expect? We all know this by now. It's sort of beating a dead horse. But yes, the left is disingenuous. But why I don't think this, but the difference is with the yellow vests is that it's made up of both, you know, people from the left and the right. And to me, it sort of seems like an indication of like where we might be going in the future, maybe, uh, or at least like where we should be going in the future. Because if it is a legitimate movement, the fact that it's not left or right, that it's really got elements of both sides, far left, far right, center left, center right, whatever, moderate. And it just seems like they're just fed up with Macron and his crony policies. I mean, it's right there in his name, Macron. It almost seems like, if you've ever watched like Michael Zarian and people like that who talk a lot about like, the secret history of language and, double speak, how when like politicians like Obama are talking, like, some of the words that they're saying can actually be construed in secret ways, because there's the surface language, and then there's the secret language that the elites use, and they're, with especially these political pundits and things like that. They often use like secret language and stuff like that. But anyway, like, yeah, Macron, like, I wonder, is that one of these fucking, secret language, is this one of those, like, secret language, moments, is like, because Macron can be so easily turned into, like, crony, which is what I put in that song. It just works so effortlessly, so I don't know. I wonder if that was deliberate. I wonder if God or the devil pre-designed that to be deliberate just so it works so well in a humorous context. I don't know. Predestination comedy or something. But yeah, I mean, it's too early to say, but I did watch one conspiracy guy. I can't remember his name. If I think of it, I'll put it down at the bottom in the info section. One of the dudes that I follow, yeah, he was saying that he was one of the few voices saying in the Truth Movement that he's a little bit skeptical of it. Like, he said that if it's the real deal, we should get 100% behind it, because it could, like, it seems pretty fucking serious. Like even the cops over there have like showed an act of like solidarity by taking off their helmets and stuff, which is pretty. That's pretty huge if you think about it, like, but this one conspiracy theorist channel that I was watching, he was saying he was a little bit skeptical of it. He felt that it could be some sort of CIA engineer thing. You never know. If it is, it's one of a severely, complex, like, clever, you know what I mean? Like, which also wouldn't surprise me, because, like, as we get further and further into this meta insane society, like this meta insane matrix that we live in of complexity, and it's like the deceivers, they move along with that. They have to up their game. They have to, like Decepticons. What do they say about the devil? Is that the devil is the prince of lies. So you gotta think that, like, if he's like the dark side mirror of like God in a way, and God is like capable of endless complexity, endless creation, you gotta think that even though the devil doesn't have as many abilities as God, like, he's probably got a good portion of them. Like, I don't know, maybe the devil has, like, even if the devil only had like 40% of like God's immense power, like, you could still do like a lot of fucking crazy ass shit. And that's why like, darkness and evil takes on so many like endless fucking hentai style tentacles complexity because it's just like it's madness. But I forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, you know, is fucking the yellow vests, are they the real deal, or are they like a CIA operation? I don't know. If they are, you know, it seems a little. That it doesn't really fit the overall narrative, because the overall narrative of the elites seems to be to try to like divide people like severely. That's why you have like so many of these fucking far left groups and these far right groups. Like, it seems pretty obvious that the agenda is to divide and conquer. So in that sense, the yellow vests don't really fit the narrative, but you never know. But you know, it seems cool. I wish them the best. I have an aunt who lives over there. I've been meaning to like hit her up about this to see if she's experienced anything firsthand. But she lives like in rural France. She may even be in the fucking protests. I don't know. She lives like more in rural France, so I think most of the protests are going on in like Paris and stuff. So who knows? I don't know. Maybe she's out there, you know, fighting the power. Yeah, I don't know. I'll hit her up. I like my new setup. Look at my crown, you know he wears a thong, because he's a pussy. Yeah.
Ring-a-ding-ding. Sammy Roberts Jr. here, the Xylen V. And I'm here to tell ya that I hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I hope it brings ya much good things and all that. And I hope you say your prayers, and I hope you have your sage, and have your protective circles and all that, and I hope you punch a fucking shadow bean in the balls for me, for old Sammy, okay? And oh yeah, one more thing. I want you to subscribe right here to Xylen Roberts' channel, right here where my hands are doing this thing, okay? And right up here is gonna be another video. It's usually gonna be some kind of conscious music, conscious comedy skit, discussion, or something that combines all three often. And right up here is gonna be something very similar to that. See where my hand is like real big and my finger looks all like elongated, sort of like that Eugene Victor Toombs from the X-Files episode. Alright. Shit, I'm choking on smoke over here. Ring-a-ding-ding, subscribe bitches, shit.